What if I told you the website you're looking at right now is already obsolete? Forget static pages. Major publishers like the Washington Post are quietly killing the traditional website, replacing it with liquid content that changes for every single visitor, every single time. This isn't the future. It's happening today, powered by AI. And if your business isn't adapting, you're already falling behind. Right now, while you're watching this video, major publishers are quietly abandoning the one-size-fits-all approach that's dominated the web for decades. Instead, they're implementing systems so sophisticated that every single visitor gets a completely personalized experience, crafted in real time by AI algorithms that know more about what you want to read than you do yourself. This isn't some distant future prediction. This is happening today, and if you're running any kind of online business, ignoring this shift could be the difference between thriving and becoming irrelevant in the next 12 months. Let me paint you a picture of what's really going on behind the scenes. When you visit a traditional website, you're essentially looking at a digital magazine that was printed once and distributed to everyone. The headlines are the same, the layout is identical, and the content order never changes. But liquid content websites? They're like having a personal editor who instantly rewrites the entire publication just for you. The technology driving this transformation is mind-blowing. Modern AI systems analyze hundreds of data points about each visitor within milliseconds. They're looking at your browsing history, the time you spend on different types of content, your scroll patterns, where you click, what you share, and even the device you're using. But here's where it gets really interesting. They're also analyzing real-time contextual data. Are you visiting during your lunch break? The AI might prioritize shorter, digestible content. Accessing from your laptop late at night? You'll see longer, more in-depth articles. The system even considers external factors like current events, weather patterns, and trending topics to determine what you're most likely to engage with right now. The Washington Post was one of the early pioneers of this approach, and their results have been staggering. They've seen engagement rates increase by over 300% compared to their static homepage. But they're not alone. CNN, BBC, and dozens of other major publishers have implemented similar systems, and the results are consistently remarkable. But here's what most people don't understand about this revolution. It's not just changing how content is displayed. It's fundamentally altering how content is created. Publishers are no longer writing articles for a general audience. They're creating modular content pieces that AI systems can mix, match, and customize for individual readers. And this shift in creation isn't just for tech giants. The real game changer is how accessible these tools are becoming for your business. And the surprising mistake most small owners are making right now. Think about it like building with digital Lego blocks. Instead of constructing one fixed structure, content creators are making dozens of interchangeable pieces that can be assembled into countless different configurations. One reader might see a data-heavy version of a story with charts and statistics, while another gets the same information presented as a narrative with personal anecdotes. The implications for small businesses are absolutely massive. While major publishers have been investing millions in these technologies, the tools are now becoming accessible to everyone. Platforms like WordPress are rolling out AI-powered personalization plugins, and content management systems are integrating machine learning capabilities that were unimaginable just 2 years ago. Here's where most small business owners are making a critical mistake. They think personalization means adding someone's name to an email or showing different products based on past purchases. That's personalization from 2015. Today's liquid content goes infinitely deeper. Imagine your business website automatically adjusting its entire structure based on how each visitor arrived. Someone coming from a Google search about pricing sees a completely different homepage than someone who clicked on your social media post about company culture. The navigation menu changes. The testimonials displayed are different. Even the color scheme might adjust based on psychological profiling. The technical implementation is becoming surprisingly straightforward. Modern AI systems can analyze visitor behavior patterns and make real-time decisions about content presentation without requiring extensive programming knowledge. Small businesses can now deploy the same sophisticated personalization strategies that were previously available only to tech giants with massive development teams. Let me share a real-world example that perfectly illustrates this potential. A boutique marketing agency implemented liquid content on their website last year. Instead of having one generic homepage, Their AI system now creates over 50 different variations based on visitor characteristics. A startup founder sees case studies about rapid growth, while an enterprise executive sees content about scalability and risk management. The results? Their conversion rate increased by 420% within 6 months. More importantly, their average session duration jumped from 90 seconds to over 8 minutes. Visitors weren't just staying longer, they were engaging more deeply with the content that mattered most to them. If you're seeing the power of this personalized approach and want to stay ahead of the curve in digital strategy, consider hitting that subscribe button. We're constantly uncovering the next big shifts in online business. But the real revolution isn't just in websites. Liquid content is transforming every digital touchpoint. Email campaigns that rewrite themselves based on when recipients typically read their messages. Social media posts that automatically adjust their tone and style for different audience segments. Even video content that changes its pacing and emphasis based on viewer engagement patterns. The underlying technology relies on something called dynamic content generation. Advanced AI models analyze vast amounts of user data to predict what combination of words, images, and interactive elements will be most effective for each individual visitor. These systems are constantly learning and improving, creating feedback loops that make the personalization more accurate over time. What makes this particularly powerful is the speed of adaptation. Traditional A/B testing might take weeks or months to generate meaningful insights. Liquid content systems make thousands of micro-adjustments every day, optimizing the user experience in real time based on immediate feedback signals. For businesses ready to embrace this shift, the opportunities are enormous. Consider the competitive advantage of having a website that automatically showcases your most relevant services to each visitor, displays testimonials from similar clients, and adjusts its messaging to match their specific pain points and interests. The implementation process is more accessible than most people realize. Many businesses can start with simple dynamic elements, changing headlines based on referral source, displaying different contact forms for different visitor types, or adjusting product recommendations based on browsing behavior. These foundational steps create immediate improvements while building toward more sophisticated personalization. The key is understanding that liquid content isn't just about technology. It's about fundamentally changing how you think about your audience. Instead of creating content for an average customer who doesn't really exist, you're crafting experiences for specific individuals with unique needs and preferences. This shift is also changing content creation workflows. Successful businesses are moving away from creating single pieces of content toward developing content ecosystems, collections of related elements that can be dynamically combined to create personalized experiences. This approach requires more initial investment but generates exponentially better results. The measurement and analytics for liquid content are equally revolutionary. Instead of tracking generic metrics like page views or bounce rates, businesses can monitor how effectively their content adapts to different user types. This granular insight reveals optimization opportunities that were previously invisible. As we look toward the rest of 2026, the businesses that embrace liquid content will have an insurmountable advantage over those clinging to static approaches. The gap between personalized and generic experiences is widening rapidly, and consumer expectations are evolving accordingly. The most successful implementation strategies focus on gradual adoption, rather than complete overhauls. Start with one key page or content type, measure the results, and expand systematically. This approach minimizes risk while maximizing learning opportunities. The future belongs to businesses that can deliver the right message to the right person at exactly the right moment. Liquid content powered by AI makes this level of precision not just possible, but inevitable. The question isn't whether this technology will transform your industry. It's whether you'll be leading the transformation or scrambling to catch up. The revolution is already underway. The tools are available. The results speak for themselves. The only question remaining is, what are you waiting for? The era of static websites is over. Embrace liquid content to transform your engagement and conversions. If this video opened your eyes to the future of digital publishing, subscribe for more insights and click on the video next to me to continue building your competitive edge.